Okay, so we have taken over Alan's channel because he betrayed us. It's the ultimate betrayal by doing the mid-year freakout tag with Joanna. So A to Alan in this scenario. So we're going to go ahead and just do the mid-year freakout tag on our own as the mods on his Discord. So let's get down to business. You've probably seen us before. You probably know who we are, but in case you have stumbled across this video on Alan's channel and you're like, who the heck are these people? I'm Evie. I have a channel called She Was Only Evie that I very rarely post on. Yeah. Klaus, you want to introduce yourself? Go around.
Yeah, I am Klaus. I used to be the contradictorian. Now I am a person who rarely reads books and has hateful opinions.
Some things never change.
That's the theme of this. That's the theme of this video. People who rarely read books, except TV, of course.
Listen, it's on brand because it's Alan's channel and he rarely reads.
So... He never reads. Yeah.
We're following our leader. I'm Charmaine. I'm also a mod on Alan's Discord, but you probably wouldn't believe it. I have been in a reading slump, but I have read some books this year, so I have answers.
Yay. We're going this way or this way? Me or...
It doesn't. Anita, go.
Okay. Hey, I am Anita. I am recently demoted from being from my position, loyalist position. Pete betrayed me and played some strategic games and made Alan demote me from my loyalist position. But I
disgraced loyalist.
Yeah, I
am.
The
machinations.
Yeah. So I do have a channel, but I don't post there anywhere. I'm always here.
I think all of us have channels, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Charmaine doesn't have channels. She's the one.
Wise.
Okay.
Wise Charmaine.
The rest of us all technically have channels, and they're just like
technically, yeah.
Life. Yeah. So I am. You're done, Anita, right? Okay. Cool. I am Pete. I have a channel called The Politics of Pete that I don't post to either. Woohoo! I like books.
You don't have the background of the Tetris. It's fine. Usually there's a Tetris background behind Pete.
Yeah, usually.
Sad times. All right. Oh my god.
And if I leave and go other places, it's because I'm grabbing books. But I can still hear everybody.
Okay, cool.
And you might hear me shouting from the other room. I don't know if this mic will pick it up though.
I am very confused. Maybe have you always worn glasses, Pete?
He has never worn glasses. I've never seen him with glasses ever.
I think I look good in glasses, to be honest. So, and they hide the bags under my eyes.
Listen, we're all getting old, okay?
Man's version of makeup, all right?
All right.
Glasses and beard.
Exactly. It hides the turkey thing that might happen because my dad has it, and then the glasses hide the bags that come from my mom.
All right. On that note, we're going to talk about the worst book that we read this year. It pains me to have an answer for two different prompts because I'm going to try and diversify. But the first two prompts that we're going to talk about are going to be the same answer. For me, it's not like the worst book, but it's definitely incredibly disappointing and it's worst in comparison to this author's other works. And it's The Unicorn Hunters by Catherine Hardin.
I am hurting for you, Evie. I am hurting for you.
I was so looking forward to this. It is a historical fantasy set in Brittany, and it's about Brittany being taken over or being incorporated into France, and
Brittany,
France.
Not Britney Spears, like Brittany in France.
This is a Tiffany problem.
Wait, what? Anyways, so this is it's much more historical than Winter Night in that our protagonist is an actual historical figure, and I read the author's note after obviously reading this book, because it's at the end of the book, and Arden wanted to reimagine Anne of Brittany's life because she had a very tragic, awful life, allegedly, from what I understand. And she wanted to literally reimagine it and just redo her history. And it just didn't work. It didn't come across on the page as I was reading it. And maybe I would have enjoyed it a little bit more had I known that context before actually reading the book. But as it was, I did not get the purpose and the intent of this book.
So
And
there
I
are
was
no
very-
actual unicorns in the book.
No, there are.
Really?
Yeah, it's a historical fantasy. So
Oh.
yeah. Anyways, that's my answer.
Close.
Yeah, well, this book is going to be mentioned again later, but I wish I'd read it before because it's going to come up with like my most anticipated new release, and I already own it, but I haven't come around to reading it because I moved. So, yeah, my answer for worst book is what's it called? How to Commit a Post-Colonial Murder by Nina McConaughey, which is like maybe literary fiction or pretends to be literary fiction, and it's just bad. It has a nice cover, and it's about like two girls who have a background from India. They moved to the US, and their uncle comes visiting them, and he's a and they kill him. And
Oh my god.
like the title sounds like funny, like How to Commit a Post-Colonial Murder. I thought, okay, it's gonna be a funny book. It's the blurb on the back, read like it's very like a comedy, very funny, entertaining, maybe uplifting. And it wasn't. It was not at all. And there are some weird interludes between the chapters where there's just like writing from the perspective of the narrator, like quizzes on how to find the ideal boyfriend and stuff that has nothing to do with the rest of the book. And it's just there to make the book appear thicker, I guess. And it's just printed in hilariously bad and big font. So it's like, I think it's 70 pages if it's a normal font, and it isn't. So I didn't know what that book wanted to say. I was very frustrated with it. I finished it, and I read it in an entire day because it was so bad, and I didn't want to deal with it. And I will never ever again ever buy a book in a library without checking reviews by other people on Goodreads or somewhere else. So
Hey,
this
that's a good gift place. I'll never ever buy a book. Stop.
so this is my answer for the worst book. I bought it on a whim, and I will never buy anything on a whim again, ever.
Did it come out this year, or is it like a backlist book?
It is, I think. I think it was released this year. I mean, I don't see it right now because I've probably hidden it away in the back of some things because it's bad. But I think the cover was pretty.
The shame shelf of It's,
yeah, the shelf of shame and atrocity. Yes.
All right, note for everybody else: don't read that book because it's bad. So, Charmaine, what about you?
Mine would be The Making of Jackson Parish. It's actually a novella. It's in between the first Mrs. Parrish and the next Mrs. Parrish. They're domestic thrillers. And I believe this is the book that people accuse the Maid by Frida McFarlane of. She plagiarized the last Mrs. Parrish.
Is
Allegedly?
This by Alex Feeney?
What?
Allegedly.
Who is this author by Feeney?
I think so. I have to pull up my Goodreads. But I read the novella. It's supposed to give you the backstory on Jackson Parish, on how he became who he was in the first book. And I think it just kind of failed to do that. Instead, I was just reading the diary entries of a narcissist. I thought it was gonna like start at like childhood and like figure like go into like the psychology of like how he became who he was, but it didn't. It just explained how he developed from a manipulator to a violent. but I'm like,
Manipulator?
yeah.
Going from
That's
a
character
manipulator to a
development.
violent one.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah.
All
Right.
right.
Neither.
Do we do this question every year? I think we do most disappointing, but not worst book. Anyway, I technically this is not worst book. It hurts me to call this worst book, but I had a big rant 1-star review for this. My first book of the year, my first 1-star of the year, my first 1-star rated ever actually in Goodreads. That is Memory by KJ Parker, book 3 in Scavenger's trilogy. So
On
this
behalf
is
of Alan, I am offended that you rated KJ Parker book 1 star.
Alan rated 2 stars.
Read it with
we
us.
both agree with this.
It's
I mean, he
amazing.
didn't rate it 1
Amazing.
star though.
So this book is full of editing errors from from basic copy editing to even character names as well, and some character threads, character arcs were enclosed, some we never revisited, and in terms of storyline it was everywhere. I loved the first book, second book was little boring for me, and third book I was so pissed. By the end oh my god, I never wrote such a big review in Goodreads actually. I mean, now I am not angry with this book anymore. In terms of when I actually, to be honest, when I think about worst book, this is not the first thing in my mind. Another book came to my mind, but I finished it in early July. I can't talk about it. So this has to take this place. But I mean, this book is about the main character wakes up without memory. So he we get some hints about who he could be in this world. Actually, is he the main military general, or is he this person? So in the first book, we keep guessing who he is actually, and I enjoyed that. And second book the storyline is completely different. He goes to completely different place and living there. And the third book, he comes back to this world of politics and getting integrated to the world, but that did not happen. We got some answers at the end which were very confusing. That's all I can say without spoilers. So it was
They
very
worked.
disappointing.
On the
And
flip
and
side,
and before Evie defends this book, Alan agrees with me on every point.
so Alan and Anitha are wrong.
True.
Like, joking aside, on the flip side, I really liked the nebulous ambiguity of, is it a editing error or is it like an aspect of the character and you're in the character's mind and you're very confused because he's very confused, and it's all like, whatever, it's fine. Spoiler alert, I did not have a KJ Parker book as an answer for this tag, and I probably should have. Oops.
Yes.
Pete.
So trying to make sure that basically every book I have is going to get mentioned at some point, or I have read that it's going to be mentioned. I'm going to put Foundation by Isaac Asimov here, only by the merit of talking about it, I guess. I read this kind of slowly over the year, and it definitely feels like a sci-fi book that, it's older sci-fi, it's older writing, so I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of the writing. But I also saw the way that I looked at it, and I had some really long talks with Sal from the Discord about it when we were talking, and it's a book that's really easy to misinterpret, in my opinion. I was reading it and I saw like some behaviors from some of the characters in the books that reminded me of some of society's most interesting people right now, tech bros, which was funny. So I think that there's a bit of a savior complex that comes from some of these books that they've read, that I can see in there. And that was really funny. So that's why it's the worst book, because it's easily misinterpreted by the worst people of today. Good book otherwise.
Cool. All right. Keeping the negativity train going. Biggest disappointment, which I've already mentioned. The Unicorn Hunters by Catherine Arden. I will not reiterate my thoughts before. So I love the Winter Night trilogy, and it was just so... I was so sad. I was so sad. Klaus, what about you?
Okay, Charmaine, cover your ears, because my biggest disappointment of this year is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon.
Oh, I've never read that book.
Haven't you?
No. I think you're
I thought I saw your... I mean, when I entered my 1-star review, I thought I saw your review, like, if you look at Goodreads, and it says, like, what did your friends rate it? So it must have been somebody else.
Did I, like, make a review in my sleep?
Maybe. I thought I saw yours anyway. Outlander is famously also a TV series that I have kept watching until like season 5, I think. So I liked that story well enough. I hated the book, apart from the first like 50 pages where she kind of, I mean, it's quite the famous story. So she enters the past in Scotland through some stones and is there, and there's Jamie and he's Scottish, and yeah, basically it's just Scottish killed, I think I called it, because I mean, she goes there and she's like 400 years or 350 years in the past, and there is no culture shock at all. She's just living her life because she knows what kind of stuff heals people, and so she's fine. And there's no mention like, oh, there are no modern toilets here. What a disappointment. No, I mean, I think you would expect that. Or there are no washing machines. Oh, this seems to be an issue. No, not at all. She's just immediately there, and she's just running around, and then she falls in love with that guy who she's kind of in an engaged marriage with, but they obviously love each other, and they have sex all the time. And I don't need to be told all the time that they have sex. It's sufficient for me if you tell me like maybe like 4 times in a 500-page book. You don't need to tell me like 200 pages in a row that they are having sex and they are leaving over there to have sex and they are having sex again. And people are talking about them having sex. And
So much.
people are wearing kilts. Cool. So I
Easy
left it. And it's just badly written kilt porn. It's boring. I'm happy for all of the like middle-aged housewives in Germany who have been reading this book series, but I am not a middle-aged German housewife, so it wasn't for me.
Not yet, Klaus. Not
Not
yet.
yet. I mean,
was
these
gonna say
days
not for lack of
everything is
trying.
possible, but I doubt it. Yeah,
Let
I
the
will keep
record
watching the TV
show-
series, but yeah.
Let the record show neither am I, because I still have not read that book.
You
All
shouldn't
Klaus
read it.
knows more than one Charmaine, confirmed.
I think Kate, the literary apothecary one, she loves this series.
Kate, yeah. Kate loves all of
Yeah, that's who
these
it is.
books. Yeah. So sorry to Kate if she is watching this. Yeah.
At some point.
Charmaine.
I don't have a physical copy of it, but it's Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo Campbell. I rated it a 3.5, so it wasn't like a horrible book, but I think I just had higher expectations for it. It's a really interesting premise, kind of like speculative sci-fi, I would say, where without knowing why, one day all the the white people in the world disappear, and there's this guy who's one of the main characters. He receives a call from his estranged daughter, who is mixed race, and the father's thriving in this world, and it has found like a community where he's doing well because he's been like a victim of like an unjust system before this event. But his daughter, who was raised by her mother, she's really struggling. And a lot of the book is like her dealing with like this lost identity kind of thing, which that part I really enjoyed, but I think some of the execution fell a little flat. But it's still an interesting premise.
All right.
Anita?
I apologize. I won't say to whom. I'm really sorry. I'm going to break
I
your
know
heart.
what it's gonna be. So
No, don't worry. I did not finish your favorite books in before June, so you're just saved because of my slump or my
cool.
slow reading.
Thanks.
So last year I read two Emily Henry books. Both were such big hits. Both are five-star books.
This
Both
better not be the book that you had me pick out.
I loved Funny Story and Book Lovers last year. This year I picked two Emily Henry books. Both are disappointing, unfortunately. I mean, I hated People We Meet on Vacation, but I'm going to talk about Happy Place now. I'm sorry.
You had me get this book out, Anita.
I thought it
To
is
shame
quite-
it? To
I thought
shame
it
it?
is. I'm so... I mean,
This is almost as bad a betrayal as Ellen like stabbing us on the back and not filming
To
this with
have
us.
Evie hold up the book that she likes to trash talk it
That I
is
love.
diabolical.
That I love.
That's diabolical.
Emily Henry, it's okay. You don't have to. Everyone, it's okay. You can put it down.
Nope.
No,
Nope,
I
you had to get
doubt she
it
will
out,
ever
Anita.
put it down again.
You have to live in this.
See, Emily Henry is fantastic with her characters. She with introducing her characters, introducing character motivations and their trauma. She did a brilliant job. So I loved. I think out of all Emily Henry books, these two characters, both the male character and female character, have fantastic chemistry. Actually, I loved it. Um, so initially when the beginning itself they broke up actually, so they have to come on vacation and they have a common friend group. They go to that vacation every year, so they come, the friends don't know, so they have to pretend being together in front of the friends. So there is a whole trope of will they, won't they through the book. I loved both the characters. They have great chemistry. I was so into them actually. I was so invested in them being together. I was like, if they are not together by the end, I am going to throw this book. That much I invested.
But
So, yes, it is coming. Will they, won't they? But it was too long, too repetitive. I mean, at some point, I think these contemporary romance books, I don't know if it is the pressure by publishers or if it is some rule they have to go like 300, 350 pages. They have to stop sometime. We already understood why they have certain traumas or why they made such decisions. By the end, we understood why they broke up. I lost interest. I was like, please stop. I can't take it anymore. Also, throughout this book, the first, I don't know, 250 pages or so, that will they, won't they come so close to like coming to already, Klaus used the word, I can use like coming to have sex, and it won't happen. And after repeating so long, and finally they talk about why they broke up and they decide on something and they have sex at that point. I was like, it was so annoying to me. Seriously, I lost interest. Please go, like, stop, like, go different directions, don't be together. I was like, I was last 50 pages, I hated it actually. I was, and also at that point we realized that entire they broke up was based on some miscommunication trope that pissed me a lot.
Don't spoil it for people that might want to read it.
That is not a
It's a
spoiler.
romance. That's the whole thing.
yes,
And-
thank you, Pete.
Not all romance has miscommunication.
Yeah.
No. But like, romance is one of the things that's commonly spoiled if you like people talk about plot elements when they're recommending them, I thought.
No, it's tropes. Like this is a second chance.
Yeah. So
dating
one
type
thing,
thing.
it could have been saved for me in that last 50 pages. One thing author did, I did not like, because I find it, maybe it is a cultural problem for me because I am not from West. My understanding of all this dating culture is completely different. My experience was different. So what author did, I felt very gaslighted because, see, the male character broke up for a reason, actually. I completely understand him breaking up the relationship. I don't need an explanation there. But even after that, there is a reason that he chose himself. I completely understand that. But even after that, he says, "You're the most important person in the world for me." Dude, you chose yourself. It's clearly not true. Anyway. Anyway, I find it very annoying and I felt very gaslighted. But yeah,
I feel very annoyed and very gaslighted by Anita.
Rightfully so.
The cycle continues.
you know, I'm enjoying this too much. We should talk about all bad books. Go ahead, Pete. I'm done.
Betrayals within
Okay.
betrayals. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, Pete, what's up?
I
What's your bit?
Do you have permission to do this from Alan? Because I talked to him and asked him specifically about this as a joke, and he said yes. And I'm like, all right, we can do it. My worst disappointment of 2026 is a Supreme Court decision. So I, as a kind of like hobby, I also sometimes I keep track of the Supreme Court, and then I also read Supreme Court
the
decisions.
hundreds and hundreds of pages of notes.
This one's only 92. It's not as bad as the other one that was just released that I haven't gotten through, and could also have been my most disappointing dissent, which was 194 pages.
Is
Are
it on
you
your
marking these on
Goodreads?
Goodreads?
I was gonna say.
No, they're not on Goodreads. I had to remember if I had read it or not. But my decision, the one that I'm going to say is Louisiana versus Calais. This is a Voting Rights Act decision. I think that this decision was legislating from the bench. Alito can get stuffed. Anyways, that's all.
Cool. Screw the government. That's
no,
all.
screw
I'm
Alito
learning.
specifically.
Yeah.
It makes sense coming from the hippie commune guy.
Yeah.
So
I think, anyways,
This is why Alan should be our supreme leader.
it's true.
absolutely.
Benevolent dictator, as he's called.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to figure out immortality and give it only to Alan.
It's true. True story.
And Christina.
It's true.
And then if they're kids, if they want it.
It's true. You know.
Nepotism. Hey to nepotism.
Yeah.
All right. Switching from negativity to positivity. Best reread of the year so far. Mine is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I loved this book when I first read it 2 years ago, last year. I don't know what time it is anymore. And I reread it with John from the Discord and various other Discords. And I loved rereading it with him, getting his experience and watching him fall in love with Emily Henry's writing and with romance in general. So, yeah, it's a enemies to lovers trope romance following a agent and another like book industry fellow. And yeah, that's it. Klaus, what about you?
Game of Thrones, easily. I read it as part of the Read Along on Alan's Discord, but never posted, I think, anything about it because I don't know. I read it in, I think, January, at the end of January, very hastily, so that I could pretend I was on track. I haven't continued with the series for some reason. I think it was my fifth reread. The fourth one was last year, so I don't even know why. Anyways, still enjoyed it. I think it's...
I was going to say, if it makes you feel any better, the read along itself has not continued either, so...
It's just delayed. It will happen. Trust
It's delayed
Alan.
because I failed. Apparently, I don't know. I think it's an incredibly rereadable book because the more often you read it, the more like stuff you see that kind of only comes to play in later books, and you see like these people popping up that are just mentioned by name in the first book, and then they get like bigger and bigger over the course of the series, and you can kind of appreciate that more. And I just love what kind of character work Martin does, how he mixes really like funny elements with like horror elements. Like if you start the book and are like north of the wall and there are these White Walkers coming and killing people and just being really spooky, and it's never mentioned again in the entire book, I think, that they are coming and killing people, but it's still in the back of your head. And I think it's just still like amazing. I also reread Lies of Locke Lamora, and this is not my best reread because I think that the more often you reread those books, the worse they get, while Game of Thrones only gets better. Because Lies of Locke Lamora relies on humor and these jokes, and if you have read a joke twice, it gets worse, and Game of Thrones still holds up in my opinion. Yeah, so that's my pick here. Charmaine.
This will be quick. I was barely reading, so I did not reread any books.
Okay, I'm going to repeat the same answer. I think I answered the same book last year. I don't remember if I reread it before the end of the year. Anyway, before half. Never mind. I reread Dragon's Path, and this is still my favorite book. I mean, favorite. I love this book. I love the way it introduced the world. It introduces the characters. It introduces magic system. Daniel Abraham's writing is perfect for me. I think I repeated that so many times by now. So I love this book. Everyone read Dagger and Coin.
Have you finished the series by now, or are you still?
I reread book 2. I have to start book
Did you
3.
actually finish book 3 or book 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you
I
were
wish
going
to point out
to
that
skip
I,
over the
like-
end of book 2 and go straight to book 3 or not,
No, I have finished.
since you weren't done with it by the live show.
Go ahead,
Cool.
Pete.
I'm going to copy Klaus, Game of Thrones, but for a different, not necessarily a different reason, but a different experience. I've only read Game of Thrones once before, and that was back in the end of high school. Specifically, Storm of Swords made me get a B in college calculus, by the way. So
So
and that's the
last
only
year?
B I ever. Yeah, sure. That was the only B I got in community college, which was really funny. Anyways, rereading this was really fun. I didn't remember so many details that I don't remember. So it's kind of like halfway a new read, and also like hey, I kind of know what's happening, because I've also been like lurking in a lot of Game of Thrones conversations on BookTube since then. So it's really interesting just to connect a lot of conversations I've had with some of these books, and then also being like, wow, I'm reading this with such new eyes because I've changed as a reader since high school, getting into BookTube and everything like that. And guys, Gurm can write. I don't know if you knew that, but I can confirm.
I
Yeah.
think it's the first it's the second or third Sansa chapter in Game of Thrones with the Golden Veil. Just the imagery and the thematic exploration within that singular chapter is just chef's kiss amazing. And I love Sansa. I will take no slander of her.
I think we're gonna fight because I like Arya better, but
You're such
I
a
love
pick me.
Arya.
look, I really loved the scene specifically with Arya and Ned. I think Ned was a great father, doing his best, and I just really loved the scenes of like him doing what he could while they were in the place.
Why can't we like both of them? Do we have to choose?
No.
You always
you do have to choose. It's
Always.
the kind of thing. We have to fight.
It's true. To move away from fighting, because I don't like conflict. Biggest surprise.
Alan's face.
I love the headings are great, Evie, honestly.
I
love
went ham with that. And I'm like, people might not find this funny, but I'm going to think it's hysterical. And that's all that matters. So
it's like he's here.
Yeah.
I know, right?
We are celebrating Alan even when he's not here.
It's true. True story. Biggest surprise for me is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Bandana. This is a cozy fantasy romance, not romantasy. I don't know, whatever. It's the reason that it's a surprise is because her first book, which I am blanking on, A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, that it just came to my mind. I was kind of middling on. It was like parts that I really liked, and then some stuff happened. And I was like, kind of undercut it. So I was a little nervous going into this, and I absolutely adored it. If you know anything about me, I love death-related things, and the whole premise of this book is that the main character, Sarah Swan, resurrects her great aunt from the dead. That's like literally the first pages, and it kind of that's not even a subplot. It's just like an element of the plot, and yeah, and she's trying to find I don't know, just there's like a historian in there, a magical historian, and it's just so sweet and cozy and cute and lovely, and it's a really good blend and balance of romance and fantasy and just coziness all together. So that's mine.
Okay. Mine is The Red Wolf Conspiracy by V.S. Reddick, which is the first book in the Chethrand Voyage, I guess. It's a naval fantasy. It had been recommended to me by like 2 people at some point, and it has been like on my want to read list on Goodreads forever. And at some point in February, I think I checked that list for the first time in 5 years and said like, oh, let's try to be rational about it and like start reading books that I want to read without, just follow the list basically as a change. And it has like everything I wanted to have from so it connects with stuff that has been done before, but it also has new ways of portraying tropes, and it has a really interesting kind of character construction map, or relationship between characters, because they are like sentient animals in this world that kind of can think and talk for some reason. There's magic involved, but I also like books that take place on ships. I like this kind of limited area, that feeling of, okay, you cannot just move away and leave. You have to stick with these people until you reach the end of your voyage. And so you have to get to know them. There is a lot of mystery involved, lots of fantastical elements, and I think it's really well written, and it has great characters. The series, I'm still like reading the final book. I have been reading that for like 9 weeks around my move, so it's not the book's fault entirely, but maybe the final book is a slump, maybe I'm just in a slump. But the first book is definitely great, and this is still a series I would recommend to anybody. Yeah.
Nice. I read that a while ago and liked it, but I never continued for some odd reason. The sequels worth it at least?
Yeah, so I like the second book, I think I rated 4 stars. Third one was like 3 stars, so it was going a bit downhill, but I was very picky. Surprisingly. Yeah. They kind of leave the ship in the third book for a longer amount of time, and what I specifically like about the series is like them being on a ship and doing shippy things. I don't know. So
shippy things.
Yeah.
We love naval fantasy here.
Yeah.
is Alan's channel. For me, my biggest surprise, I actually read. I would not have read it, but I joined a in-person book club this year, and they chose Project Hail Mary. I had no intentions of reading it. Did not care about this book.
Realize, I think is it on the year-end tag of the favorite book to movie adaptation, or is that the mid-year tag that I forgot to add on here?
No, it's not on the mid-year.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Never mind. Carry on.
But I listened to it on audio, so I think that helped at least get through all like the math-ish type things. But I enjoyed it. It was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting the relationship that develops to occur, and it was very endearing.
My husband and I watched the movie, and I've never read the book. Didn't read The Martian at all either. But I really liked the movie. It was a little long, but it was very, very charming. So
we need the extended version of the movie. It exists. It's like another hour long or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Are you serious?
I could not.
Yeah, they cut like a good 45 minutes from the movie.
Oh my god. It was already way too long. So.
No, I disagree. I went and saw that movie like 3 times to get other people to see it. It was great.
All right, nerd.
Wow.
Nerd.
Look, it's great. It's great, hopeful sci-fi. It's this type of stories that we need.
It's true.
So.
Anita, what about you?
I don't have the book, and spoiler alert for our TBR swap discussion whenever it happens. The Benevolent Society, you can't see. Can you see?
Barely.
You can't see, never mind. The
Charmaine, you're muted.
The Benevolent Society.
I said I would have brought it if you told me.
I don't know. I'm going to talk about this book. I decided now.
No, Anita only wants to betray me and gaslight me into thinking, oh, she's gonna talk about a book that I love in a positive light.
The Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies by Alison Goodman. Charmaine gave me this book in TBR Swap, and actually I was very curious about this book when she was reading it. I showed interest, that's why she gave me. I know kind of going into it, I may like it, but I was surprised how good it is, how much I enjoyed. This is not a happy book. Actually, I cried a lot. This is set in Victorian era. I'm not sure about what time period those eras fall in. I'm assuming this is Victorian era. It's about 2 sisters who are unmarried. So their friend asked them for a help from a blackmailer. So they helped that friend. They recovered some old love letters or something. And that kind of starts their journey for them to help women who need help, actually, who were. So we see different adventures by them where they save women or children who are suffering in that time period where they don't have any rights practically. So it is very sad because we do see those problems women facing even now. Actually, it's been like how many years? 200 or 2000? I'm so bad at math these days. 200 years. It's been 200 years. Yes, 1800. Oh my god.
I mean, it was probably happening 2,000 years ago too.
So we are still facing those problems these times. So it is very relatable, and how horrible the situation is at the time, and how these characters are helping them, and it was really surprising. I had a great time, fantastic time with this book, and I should read the sequel.
Yes, you should.
Spoiler alert for the TBR swap that may or may not ever happen. Charmaine, long story short, Charmaine's got great taste because I loved her book. Picked for me the best, which was Lone Women by Victor Laval. So,
and I still have to finish reading Parable of the Talents, or Sower. So Talents, and then Charmaine's book Hench. So, jury's out. Speaking of a jury, I'm gonna say something that I technically haven't read yet. Is
it another Supreme Court decision?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Was it United States versus Hamani? I think that's one. No.
Is it really?
It's no. It's I'm trying to find it. Sorry, real quick. Just because Shatri versus United States geofencing decision. Yeah,
Real
it's
or are you
not
joking?
something. I this decision specifically was something that was a surprise to me. Supreme Court ruled that basically when a police, when the police go in and say, hey, Google, give us all the location data of all these phones in a specific area, they were trying to say that wasn't a search that could be qualified under the Fourth Amendment, which is unreasonable right to search or seizure. But the Supreme Court said, no, that is a search, so we got to treat it as such, and they threw it down to the lower courts. Anyways, I still have to read that one, but that was the one I would have if I had finished it. The book that I'm going to talk about is No Coincidences by, I don't know who heck. Rafat Kosik. I don't know how to pronounce this name. I am so bad. It's fine.
That's way too
Kosik?
close to the camera.
Kosik.
Back up, back up,
Cossack?
back up, back up, back up,
Back,
Really?
not from you. Back from camera. Oh my
There you
god.
go.
I like the artwork.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, I do
cyberpunk
too.
novel. Ugh.
It is a cyberpunk novel. In cyberpunk
On
cyberpunk-
Alan's channel? How dare
Ouch.
you?
You're supposed to be the steampunk guy.
Wait,
And
why?
look, Alan,
I like cyberpunk. I
you
love
chose
cyberpunk.
him as your loyalist. Him.
It's true. So this book is like a lot of other cyberpunk books where it is tragic and you have a group of lovable things and people that come together. And it's cool. Yeah.
Cool.
That's literally like it's a classic. It feels like a classic cyberpunk story. Like if you liked Edge Runners, I think you'll like this. Shout out to Edge Runners season 2 that's coming out eventually, and it's really exciting. This year, I think actually.
I have
That's
no
an
idea
anime, guys.
what those words mean, Pete.
Edge Runners is an anime that's really good. Yeah, Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
All right, in the worst segue imaginable, book that made you cry. This is, for me, it's a book that made me cry in a cathartic way, and It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over by Anne DeMarkin. As you can tell, it's a very short novel, truly about grief, and it's centers on a zombie protagonist, which you wouldn't think would be interesting or compelling or really anything, interesting. And it's very much a character, not even character study, but it's just very introspective. And I got so much, like I said, catharsis out of it, and it made me sob. This would have been my favorite book of the year. Spoiler alert. If I hadn't read another book, obviously after the fact. So, but I highly recommend it if you want to feel catharsis and you just want to sob. Read this book.
Okay. So no book made me cry this year, unless you count like students' papers. But I guess I just wrote down Fortune's Favorites by, I forgot her name. It's a sequel to First Man in Rome.
Colleen
McCullough. Yeah. I think it's the third book in the series and the last one we read as part of the read along on in Elle's Discord. And every time, I mean, I kind of liked these books, but whenever Caesar was mentioned, I knew that it was good bad because the author is in love with him, and it has been, it's so ridiculous. He's like the biggest Gary Stu of all time. From when he was a baby, everything was perfect, pitch perfect, every single thing he ever did. And in this book, he kind of is a teenager and a young adult person, and so he can really show his talents and shine, and everything he does is perfect. And it's just too much, and it's ridiculous. He's so good looking and so clever, and he outsmarts everybody, and he's a better speaker than Cicero. So
Rude.
it's ridiculous. It's just bad. Yeah. Pete?
It's called Great Man Theory.
Okay, never mind. You cry. You are implying that it made you cry because it is bad.
I mean, I didn't cry, as I told you, but it
Okay.
almost made me cry when, like, there is a long chapter that's really interesting. There's like the civil war within, like, between Romans and the allies, basically, and it's really interesting. It's well written. It's funny. There are awesome speeches, and then you switch and go back to Caesar, who everybody's attracted to. Cool. I didn't need
Even
that. So,
Cicero.
yeah, it's just none. I just didn't want to continue at some point.
Yeah.
And I think I will never finish reading this series unless I have read all books that there are in the world.
Bold claim.
Dang. That's crazy.
I'd rather continue with Ikotar. So that's how much I do not want to read anything about Caesar anymore. And I like Caesar, by the way. Okay.
Oh, dang. See, I'm disgusted by that, and I don't like Caesar. So
So
Cicero.
I don't even remember what statue this is in the bottom
could
right
be
hand
Caesar.
corner. I don't know. directly.
This is Vespasian, I think.
Oh, okay, well they
It should have been Caesar. Missed it.
on
No,
one of
it's
these
Vespasian. It's the
slides-
best emperor there ever was, and I think Ellen also thinks he's the best emperor. So I
Yeah.
think it's very fitting.
I
Okay.
think he's
When
one of those 4 good emperors, right? That time period after Nero.
Was he?
I think
He
so.
wasn't one of the Antonines, was he?
Vespasian is one of those 4. Never mind.
I don't. Anyways,
one of
Discuss-
one of these prompts has a statue of Caesar on it. I'm pretty sure. I just grabbed statues of Roman people, so just to be
You don't know what answers we are going to talk about.
that's true.
Okay. Charmaine?
I also normally don't cry with things, but this one came the closest, and it's Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This is the sequel to Part of Your World, and it follows Brianna Ortiz, who's recently got a divorce from her husband who cheated on her. And then there's a new doctor who's also a potential candidate for, I think, like chief surgeon or some sort of role that she's also in the running for. So there's a little bit of rivalry in the beginning. But what I love about this book and like Abby Jimenez's writing is like, it's not just about like two people falling in love, but it's about two people, like two individuals, like growing and healing on their own, but at the same time they're falling in love. So like there's a lot of like character development individually, so you get to know these two people not just as like a potential couple, but like as individual beings, and it's just very emotional. And there's a lot of really good dialogue in this book that like actually made me laugh and like also made me emotional, which I know sometimes dialogue and romance can come off a bit cheesy, but I think she's really good at writing characters.
Okay. Contrary to Klaus and Charmaine, I cry easily almost for every book. I cried even for Happy Place. Oh my god, I cried. I shed so many tears in the beginning, actually, when I was invested.
Hate tears?
No, actually, I was invested. I cried even for Lies of Locke Lamora. Oh my god, I cried so much in that book. So, but right now, I almost talked about Red Sea and Red Skies because that was bad and I was so sad. But I decided on the spot to talk about James by Percival Everett. So this is a retelling of Adventures of Huckleberry Finn from a slave perspective, James. And to be honest, it made me angry. Oh my god, I can't tell you. It turned my thoughts so violent. I want to burn people. That it made me that angry. The it basically Huckleberry Finn kid, he runs away, and this James slave, he hears that his owner is going to sell him, so he doesn't want to get separated from his wife and kid, so he runs away. So they both join, and their adventures over the Mississippi River. That's a storyline. So in that journey, we meet other slaves, we meet their stories, and oh my god, I can't, it has everything, all the atrocities people faced. And yes, it made me angry, and I also cried. The crying is by default, so I can talk about any book. Pete?
So this one was either going to be biggest surprise or this one. That is Palaces of the Crow by Ray Naylor. This is my first book that I read by Ray Naylor. So this might also just be, isn't there one for like yeah.
Somewhere
Dang.
Kai is smiling.
I have several new to me authors actually this time, so that's fine. I was flying back from Allen's. I was flying to Allen's and I picked it up, and I was flying back from Allen's and I didn't have a choice, but I had to read it because all the other books that I had in my backpack had been read. So I read this. And I read this on the plane back. It was, and then finished up when I got back. But there were definitely some points where I was about to cry and I was just sitting there next to strangers on a plane home. This book takes place during World War II, and it's about people coming together to help each other in the midst of tragedy.
Please tell me that crows actually do play a part in the book.
Crows play a huge part. Crows are like they're not the main character.
Like Scavengers trilogy level?
No, we love crows here. Crows are not Poldarn, but like close to like in
Pete,
in
we
the
are
same,
all
somewhat in the same
Poldarn.
vein. We are all Poldarn. The way this is written, the timeline is really wonky, so I'll warn people about that. But it makes sense. There's a reason why.
Nice. All right. Next prompt. Book that made you happy. I originally had this book as a different answer for a different prompt, but then I realized I needed to shift some things around. But it is Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. This was, I guess, technically my first cozy fantasy. There's also a very, very light romance element to it. But as I don't know if George is on screen, but as a cat lady myself, this was almost guaranteed to be for me and work for me. But it's just charming, and I read it during a time that I just needed to, quote unquote, escape. And this lifted my spirits when I needed it. And the character of Agnes is, again, charming, and I love her, and she's great. And she is she runs as the title implies, a mystical cat shelter, and magic and mages are involved in this world. It's set in 1920s Montreal, and she has to essentially she winds up in a mage's warlock's house with her cat shelter, and there's a kind of Hal and Sophie element to their relationship, and I love it, and it's so cute, and it made me very, very happy. So.
Nice. Mine is The Visit by Friedrich Dürrenmatt, who is a German author. It's a play. It's from, I think, the 1950s or 60s. Not sure if it's German or if it's from Switzerland, but it's in German anyway. It's a play about a millionaire called Claire Sarkisian, who comes back to her, the village she was raised, and she left in shame because she was pregnant. And now she's back, and what she does is that she promises a lot of money to this village, and the village is very poor. And she says there's just one condition under which she will give them the money, and that is that they kill her former lover. And so it's very immoral, but it's also very funny to see how these kind of villagers try to pretend that they are not interested and stick to their high ethical values and don't want to kill somebody, but then they kind of start buying stuff without having the money yet. So obviously they plan on having the money, and then you kind of have to figure out who is, in your opinion, the villain here. Is it her because she's paying people to kill somebody, or is it him because he left her on her own when she was pregnant and she had to leave? So and it made me happy because the way it's written is extremely funny and entertaining, and it has kind of great jokes. Yeah.
Nice.
My book, I don't have the physical copy because I pre-ordered a special edition that's not here yet. But I read the arc of The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee. That book made me happy because that book made me happy because I love Fonda Lee's writing. I love her world building specifically. I think she's really good at immersing the reader in this world that she creates. I did struggle a little bit in the first third of the book with Isako as a character, but after finishing the book, I think it made sense given the concept of the book is where they're on this planet terraforming, but the world is controlled not by a government but by a company, and she is kind of like a deadly version of HR that forces people who won't resign to resign because they have limited resources on this planet. So the moment you're not profitable, you're expendable. So it explores a lot of different themes about capitalism and but also I think the reason I struggled to connect with Asako in the beginning is because she's all in for the company and her role, and I think she makes that her identity. And the best worker is the worker that doesn't have a life outside of that work, when their identity and their purpose is their work. And then as the disillusionment kind of unfolds throughout the book, you kind of see her develop a sense of self. So I really enjoyed it.
Charmaine, I forgot
Yes.
to tell you, I met Fonda Lee.
You did not tell me this.
I forgot actually. She came for the release.
Anita,
so I went
just-
for.
Anita's just betraying
I
everyone.
know, knives in the back
No,
all
I
around.
think she sent a picture of that into the Discord. Or maybe I dreamed of it. I don't know.
She
I
knows
think
I'm not in the
She did.
I wanted to and then I forgot. So I met her. We attended this question answer session as well. So based on what she told about the book, why she wrote about this old woman, she's a contractor, she's a fighter, and she's feeling this. Now she's 50 years old. She's not young anymore. She's feeling all this joint pains and all. So Fondali answered that. So reading this book after talking to her, I am really enjoying it actually.
Yay!
It is helping me connect with Isako much better.
Mhm. Her writing, the one thing I also enjoyed about that book is that it made me think when I wasn't reading it, as well as after I was reading it. I was just pondering why this happened, why'd she choose this, why did this occur? And I think that just talks about the level of depth she puts into her stories, because there's just a lot to unfold mentally even when you're not reading the book. And I think that's a story I would like to reread eventually, because I think I'll probably get
I'm exactly halfway through it.
If you liked the themes in that one, you know what genre you'd really like?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Pete.
Look, I'm just saying. Governments own the world. Cyberpunk.
All right. I don't know how to answer this question because I am a crier. I cry for books. Books don't make me happy. So, I mean,
You have happy tears.
That's a quote.
yes.
That's a quote. Books don't make me happy. Anita,
Okay.
2026.
Okay, that came out wrong. Yes, I am happy reading books. I don't know what to say. Anyway, the book that came to my mind, I don't want to talk about it. I will save it for a future question. So I'm going to talk about Kiki's Delivery Service. This is a graphic novel. No, that's wrong. This is actually originally written as a children's book. He wrote for for his daughter, and then it came as a movie by what is that guy? That famous animation.
Studio
Hayao
Ghibli.
Miyazaki.
Yeah, that guy. So animation movie came first, and then from that movie 4-part graphic novels came. Yeah, so I read the first graphic novel and then full length novel. So it is about this 13-year-old kid, which technically, so she moves away from her hometown to find her own path to become a witch. So she flies on her broomstick along with her cat to this big new city, and from there, her finding her path. It was fun, cute.
Pete. If it's another
Pretend to
Supreme
just-
Court, okay. I was gonna say if it's another Supreme Court decision.
I mean, I could also say the birthright citizenship case. The Constitution is the Constitution, y'all. But I haven't finished that one yet. I'm about halfway through that. For reference, that is Trump versus Barbara.
Something.
Anyways, Pretenders to the Throne of God.
God.
This is a fun series. I really like this series. This is by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Starts with I almost said the city in the city. The city of last chances. Yes, I like cities. Cities are great.
Tyrant Philosophers series.
Yes, we love this series. We have an evolution of Jack's storyline, which I forgot that the development happened in the last book until I read this. I'm like, oh, yeah, that happened. Cool. This is a siege book. The pals are sieging a crab. A dead crab, but a crab. A city that's on the back of a crab. And it's really cool. And it's really fun. And it made me happy. And I'm so excited for the death of perfection.
Grave of Perfection.
Yeah, that. Grave
Yeah.
of Perfection.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I literally have been checking NetGalley every single day to see when Grave of Perfection is going to be available.
Some of us are waiting for the physical edition. And we're
Listen,
gonna have to wait longer because we're not the elite.
I mean, I'm not the elite. I literally
You sure about
only have a UK NetGalley account and solely to request Tyrant Philosophers books. So
that? That's fair.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, that Pretenders to the Throne of God is usually I'm not like a siege person. Like I'm just like, military fantasy, me. Which is ironic considering that that entire series is basically military fantasy.
Mhm.
But that entire book is about a siege, Pretenders to the Throne of God. Like normally that would be like, nope, do not pass go.
like-
You have to, like $200 for me.
That's a great title for the book, actually.
It's very much about the people in the siege, though.
Yeah,
like I think that's
exactly.
why it works for you. Is like it's
Exactly.
not about like the military tactics are great and they really play a role in the story, but it's about the people around the siege, and that's
Yep.
beautiful.
And
talking about Tchaikovsky and about the people, as Charmaine talked about Last Contract Sako, I kept thinking about Adrian Tchaikovsky. While I am loving this book, enjoying this book, Fondali's book is focused very much on the character, though there are like themes involved about capitalism, how it's about resources, how company uses these people as resources. They are so subtle. I mean, I kept thinking about Tchaikovsky. I was like, he would have explored it more. I am loving this book at the same time. That exploration of themes, at least I want more. It was at least first half of it is more focused on the character. I was like, I need to read Tchaikovsky. I was missing it while reading it and while enjoying this the book at the same time.
So
That makes
now
sense.
you know how I felt when I was reading Mercy
No,
of God.
I don't want to accept that. You're wrong.
It's the same thing. I was like,
No.
if Tchaikovsky had written this, he
No,
would have
you're
explored
wrong.
the aliens more. And to be fair, in Faith of Beasts, the aliens are explored more in a way that I really like. So
Dang it! I could have put the Mercy of Gods as the
The
word.
aliens would have been insects. if
We would have
Tchaikovsky were-
kicked you off the stream, Evie.
You're not allowed to, Evie.
No, you're not. Yeah, you're forbidden from that.
Next
No.
question. Next question.
It's fine. Hindsight's 2020. Next question. Favorite character?
Oh, there's Julius Caesar, right? That's the famous.
This is Augustus.
Oh,
Pete. Even I know that is.
it's his nephew. All right, I could be understood
It's his
from his
grandnephew,
yes.
family.
Adopted. Okay, my favorite
No,
character.
it's his adopted son. He was his
Adopted
nephew.
son and grandnephew.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gosh,
Whatever,
Evie.
it's fine. I'm not historically informed. It's fine. My favorite character.
You haven't listened to the. Anyways, I'm gonna stop.
No, I. It's not even I haven't. I don't listen. Let's be.
We're gonna
honest.
force feed you the History of Rome podcast.
No, thank you. My favorite character so far this year is Emma Lyon, from the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon by Beth Brower. Spoiler alert, I recently read volume 2 of this series. There's 8 volumes out, I think, so far. 7 or 8. But yeah, I read the first volume, and Beth Brower. So this is obviously an epistolary novel. It's the journal entries of Emma Lyon. And Beth Brower just captures character voice through Emma, through these journals so well and so distinctly. And this is set in like 1880s, 1890s or whatever, England. And it's so witty and so funny. Like, her character voice is so witty and funny, and it comes through on the page. And I used the word before, I'm going to use it again. She's Charmaine. And I look forward to reading all of the journals in the future. And she makes the mundane everyday life so compelling through the character voice of Emma Lyon. So that's my answer.
Okay. My answer is Feltrup, who is a rat from the Red Wolf Conspiracy, so I'm bringing that book up again. He is kind of a sentient animal, so he used to be a normal animal, and for some mysterious reason that is only revealed in later books, he suddenly can talk to people and to other animals, and it's really fascinating how the story is told from his perspective, because at first you think, obviously, okay, this is a normal human being, and then you realize, wait, why is everything so maximized from his perspective? Why are humans so big? And then you realize, okay, this is told through the eyes of a rat. He's very funny, very loquacious, very nervous. I like that character a lot, and I also like that technique of using an animal to explore that ship even more. Yeah.
And a rat exploring a ship makes sense, because
It absolutely makes sense, because there are rats on ships. Yes.
Oh no, I can never go on a ship again. Ah.
Charmaine.
We need to we need to put together a buddy read for that series, because I'd like to continue it.
I think Alan will do a read along. He's also interested. We'll see.
Yeah, he's interested. He thought about putting us as a read along this year already, and he didn't.
so we're forcing Alan's hand by putting it publicly on the internet that he's gonna put it as a read-along series for next year.
I'm
Yes.
not in
I think
this.
he's already booked up for that.
I'm not in this because I already asked
Might
him to do
be-
Dandelion Dynasty. I don't want to push my luck.
I think he
Yeah,
already,
no, I'm
he
putting that
already
Dandelion
decided.
Dynasty push too.
I mean,
He already decided what read-alongs are going to be next year, so it maybe he already considered this. So we are not sure he added this. Or not.
Maybe he'll do it in 2030, year of the next Stormlight novel.
I'd also love to like reread The Grace of Kings and like trash it again. So that's also an option.
You should join live streams.
Anita, you say this, but you're gonna love this series. So shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, Charmaine.
This will make. Hopefully, this will make up for me DNFing two of Evie's books from the TBR swap.
Yeah!
I love book lovers.
I'm gonna pick Nora Stevens from Book Lovers.
Yes.
I thought she was a very unique female main character for a romance. I loved her. She just had a strong sense of self and voice. I loved her relationship with her sister and her how she explored her grief with her mom, and just watching her open herself up to new life experiences and romance, because it's a romance.
Yes. I love you, Charmaine.
I love you too.
All right. My favorite character. Surprisingly, I don't have favorite characters from my best two books of the year. That is weird. But for me, favorite character, at least impactful characters this year is from Klaus will be very happy. A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin.
I am also happy. I want to make it known.
But which character?
Yeah, that's where I am struggling.
Is it Joffrey?
That's fair.
It is Joffrey.
classic Anita.
No. So I am.
No, it's the butcher's boy.
Oh, Micah.
See, I do like Ned Stark, but I'm leaning towards Caitlin Stark. I know this is very unpopular
You say,
opinion.
wait, who'd you say?
What?
I didn't hear what she said.
Caitlin
Stark.
Stark.
Oh, Caitlin. Oh, somewhere Bookborn is jumping up and down.
Yeah,
I know.
wrongly.
Between my Sansa love and Anita's Caitlin love, Klaus's head's gonna explode.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I do love, I understand all love for popular characters like Ned Stark, even love for Sansa Stark or Daenerys for Evie. I do love them. But what surprised me, I already like them in the TV show as well, but what surprised me in the book is Caitlyn's POV and how Martin wrote that. It was completely surprised me. I do understand her decisions. Many people don't like. Many people outright hate the character because how the result of her decisions turned out for the world. I do understand, but still, how Martin gave her agency and the strength of the character, the authorial intent, it made an impact on me. It was surprising for me, and I loved it. And I don't care. As I said in the Discord as well, that there is a very little difference between courage and stupidity. When the result is success, people call it courage. When the result is fail, people call it stupid. But the action and the strength to make the decision is always the same.
I don't dislike her because all of her decisions turn out, or many of her decisions turn out badly. I hate her because she treats a little child horribly because it's not her child.
Oh, I understand.
Among other reasons.
I understand. I actually completely forgot about Jon Snow and her equation with Jon Snow.
I was gonna
Catelyn
say,
would prefer
Anita
it that way.
can't argue that because then it'll make her seem like a heartless person who hates kids.
Gosh, Anita hates kids. She doesn't
Yeah,
like books.
confirmed.
She hates kids. What are you turning into, Anita?
Joffrey. Go ahead, Pete.
Okay, so my favorite character is from wrong side. Haunt for Jackals by J.L. Odom. This is the sequel to last year's SBFBO winner. Well, 2 years ago now, I think, because they did 10. Now they're on whatever they're on now, 2026. By Blood, by Salt. So my favorite character is Zal, who is a translator in this book. And I think her story is fantastic. And a lot of what she brings to this book are really emotional moments, and just her place in society is really interesting because she is like an outcast of all the outcasts. And yet everybody needs her because she's a translator. So yeah, it's really interesting. The things that this book does with languages, I love, kind of like the social implications of people just not understanding each other and needing translators, and how they communicate and how they deal with this. Hey, how are we pulling off a rebellion when when we're trying to like build this coalition and we don't actually share a language?
Interesting.
Politics. It's really fun. Everybody should read this series. Book 3 is about to come out soon. I know she's in revisions for book 3 right now.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna switch things up, and we're actually gonna go in the opposite direction again. So Pete, be ready
Oh no.
Oh,
for
dear.
your fictional crush or your favorite romance.
I love that statue.
My favorite Roman?
Romance, which could be romance.
No, I don't think I haven't read any Roman books this year, even though I have listened to the History of Rome podcast. Shout out. It's great. I'm gonna say Jean, and her name is what? Esri? Esri. That's the one I could think about, and I need to talk about
John.
Liza.
Oh my god, John. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fun
we'll
romance.
come-
Fun books. I loved rereading them. I'm excited to get to Republic of Thieves. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Anita?
Okay. What I want to talk about, I can't talk because I'll mention and move on to different answer. I do like the marriage in A Natural History of Dragons, main character and her husband.
Yeah.
Names are escaping me now. But I also have a complicated feeling towards it. So I'll move on to that. I'll talk about
It's
it
about
in
the
depth.
ending, right?
I'll talk about it in depth during our discussion, TBR swap discussion. Pete gave me that.
You
during
keep
the TBR
saying
swap.
that. I don't think it's gonna happen, Anita.
It will happen.
I need to I'm gonna go work on Parable of Talents tonight.
Okay, so I'm going to
Perfect.
I will talk about this romance book I read this year. I forgot the title. Let me check my Goodreads. Sorry for being so messy. Okay, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. So this is a contemporary romance I read this year. Both main characters are physically challenged, so they met at a party and their life. I don't know. I think the girl. No, we are good. So the girl gets pregnant, and from there, their
The romance
relationship
happens?
and romance. So it as oh my god, I don't know. I have a complicated relationship with this as well. I do like them. I do like their relationship. At the same time, I was also little bored. I think that is unfair. Yes, that's my answer. It is a good relationship. Good. There is no miscommunication. They talk about everything. That was my problem.
But you were
actually.
bored, so you know.
Maybe
Healthy
miscommunication.
relationship.
Maybe miscommunication is there for a reason. But anyway, their relationship was very good. Actually, they talk about everything.
Charmaine?
I'm gonna have to repeat, but the relationship and yours truly, I loved it. The guy, Jacob, he's just like this awkward, anxious-ridden doctor who makes horrible first impressions, but he's also just very kind and intentional, and cares about just the various people in his lives.
How do you think? Because I've tried Abby Jimenez before, and I just tried the wrong one or wrong ones. How do you think she compares to like Emily Henry? Like,
I think they're similar in the fact that they don't focus mainly on the romance. Like there's a lot of like character depth. The only two books I read from her are Part of Your World and Yours Truly. I think she has 2 other series going. I haven't read any books from those.
okay. I'm determined to try and like Abby Jimenez. I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to love your books. I'm gonna find the one.
Which ones have you read?
Collect all the Jimenez's? Question mark.
True story. So I tried Part of Your World. I got like halfway through it. I'm like, this lady is like very hoity-toity about small town life, which I'm sure it's gonna resolve in the second half of the book. And then I read, oh my god, what's the one that came out?
Just for summer.
No, not that one. Say You'll Remember Me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I haven't read that one. I think you might like Yours Truly. Yeah.
Started singing Taylor Swift in my head. Thank you.
That is where she got the title from. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
The more you know.
Klaus, what about you?
Yeah, so this is not my category at all, so I'll just say
Is it The Rat?
Caesar and Colleen McCullough, because 2,000 years separate them, but she's still gushing over him as much as possible throughout the entire series of, I think, 7 books in total, and I wish them all the best. Yeah.
This is my favorite answer so far. Favorite answer.
A parasocial romance for the ages.
Yeah.
My favorite romance is Sir Una, who is a lady knight, and Owen in The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. This is a book that took me a long time to get into and like get it, I guess, quote unquote. But the romance here between these two, speaking of a romance across the ages, there's a timey-wiminess to this, where Owen goes back in time and meets this allegedly mythic figure that he realizes is a real person, and he's been obsessed with her even before he met her, and so meeting her in the flesh, he is obsessed, and then it grows to actual love, and there's an actual sensuality to their romance rather than just like sexuality. It's not like all physical. It's the first book that I've read where I truly feel like the sex scene is more sensual than physical, which was really refreshing. And yeah, it's a fantasy romance, romantasy, whatever you call it. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm hesitantly optimistic about reading Alex E. Harrow's other works. So we'll see.
She's the one who wrote 1,000 Doors in January something.
Something about that, yeah.
Okay, it's been 1.5 hours. Speed it up. Next 4 questions we can like do it fast, and last 2 questions we can at least. And again,
We got.
Do you have a stopping point, Anita?
Do you have?
I thought you did, Evie.
I do, but like we can just. I'm not gonna rush anyone. It's fine.
I'm sacrificing and giving up my good name and doing the rushing part.
You have no good name.
All right, next prompt. New release that has come out this year that you have not read but you want to. So Pete.
Easy peasy. Green City Wars by Agent Tchaikovsky. It arrived in the mail like a couple days ago. I want to get to it, but I haven't yet. It's about a raccoon that's a detective, and they are the underclass to humans in this thing, and it's Agent Tchaikovsky's, so like it's gonna be a bop.
Hold it up.
It's
Same
still,
answer. Ditto
okay.
what Pete said.
Okay. I have not.
Charmaine?
I have not yet read it,
Oh.
but it's definitely going to be. I don't care what anyone says. For me, it's Zootopia for adults.
What's Zootopia?
That's
for
fair,
adults?
except
Green City
there's
Wars.
humans in this one. So
It's serious.
Yeah.
Charmaine, it's your turn. My answer is
Um,
same as Pete's.
Mine's gonna be "We Don't Talk About Carol" by Kristen Berry. Wait, no, that's not my one. Sorry, please hold.
do 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 do.
It is "Our Sister's Keeper" by Jasmine Holmes. It's a historical fiction horror type book. I'm hoping it's not too scary because I don't do well with horror. But it kind of gives me a little Butler vibes, but it talks about, I guess, like the way the society runs. It's kind of based off the use and consumption of Black bodies. So it's like the exploration of that. It just recently came out, so I don't have all the details, and I like to go in kind of not knowing a lot, but that's one on my TV read.
Klaus? You Hey, I love that cover. Which edition is that?
Wait, what was the book? Sorry, I was on a different screen.
Unicorn Hunter.
Oh,
Unicorn
yeah,
Hunters by
sorry,
Catherine
carry on,
Arndt,
carry on.
obviously. I left my place here and put it and got it from the living room. It's the only book I'm going to show today. I am still looking forward to reading that, even though Evie obviously disliked it.
She's allowed to be wrong.
Firstly, because I also love the Winter Night trilogy, which I think I finished last year, don't remember, or the year before, and I haven't read anything by her since then. I am really looking forward to this because of the title, because there is a book by Dorothy Dunnett, who Catherine Arden is a big fan of, that is called The Unicorn Hunt, and so I think obviously this is why she called this book The Unicorn Hunters. I have no idea what's going on except that it is, except for what Evie just told me. So I hope it works better for me than it did for you.
Hope you like it as well because of that connection with Dorothy Dunnett.
Well,
Yes.
that and hopefully, I set the expectations so you can enjoy it.
I mean, the bar is really low now, so I look forward to jumping over the bar.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mine is, I guess I could say Green City Wars, but I'm actually going to say Land by Maggie O'Farrell. I read Hymnit last year. It was one of my top books of the year. Absolutely adored it. Land is another historical fiction, and it is set in the 19th century in Ireland, and it's about the, oh god, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but it's when you do like the mapping, you're surveying the
Cartography?
land. Yes, there you go. You're surveying the land to define
Parcel it up?
yeah, whatever. It's fine. So
Are
it's
the
about
Brit-
that. That's all I know about it, and I'm really excited about it. And it came out this year, and did I mention I'm excited about it?
I hope
Yeah.
the Brits are the villains.
Brits are at it again.
When are they not?
True.
I say that. Classic trope. The Brits just at it again.
Those rascals.
Indeed. All right, next prompt. Anticipated release for the second half of the year.
Pete?
They Live by Glenn Cook. I have not read the previous one, but I'm still anticipating They Live.
Wait, did you read Port of Shadows?
Nope.
All right,
I have not read Port of Shadows, and I have not read
They Cry.
They Cry.
We need to read those, Pete.
We do. Soldiers live and wonder why. Anyways.
Mine is Agrippa by Robert Harris, but
Still?
Still. I know Alan does not like it, but Alan knows too much history. I am not that familiar with history other than what we read in Augustus by John Williams and Cicero trilogy. So I'm still excited. I'm curious. I want to read. Also, I'm super excited for new novella in Metsi of Gods. What is that series name? Captives War trilogy.
Oh, there's a new novella coming out?
Yes.
I
Not
didn't know
yet
that. That's cool.
named. December, I think.
Oh, that's cool. Excited for that.
I will say that actually, even though Mercy of the Gods was one of my worst books of the year, Live Suit, I actually almost said that for my surprise because it's Live Suit is really, really good. Like really good.
It is. It is.
Mine is gonna be. Let me look it up. Trade of Blood by Robert Jackson Bennett. It's the third book that this is the first book, The Tainted Cup.
What is that series called?
I think it's the Leviathan series.
Oh, okay.
Leviathan Wakes?
No. But I'm still trucking along in the Expanse. That's going to be one of my answers to one of the questions, but yeah, so this I think comes out August 4th, so soon.
Oh, nice. Klaus, what about you?
Yeah, mine is same as always. Winds of Winter. I want it, but I will not have it. So let's move on.
My prediction is we're going to get 12 Dunkin' Egg novellas, and then we're going to get tie into Dream of Spring, and then we're going to get Dream of Spring, but we're never going to get Winds of Winter. That's my official prediction right now.
That is a very optimistic prediction.
All right, mine is Off the Reservation by Stephen Graham Jones. This is the sequel to The Only Good Indians, and the level of excitement that I have for this book is off the charts. So, yeah. Next prompt is, oh god, do I know how to count? Debut or new to you author that you've read this year so far this year. There you go. Words hard.
Darian by C.F. Iggulden. I don't think I've read anything by Mr. Iggulden before.
You did not read Nero with us, with Alan and I.
I DNF'd it, so we're going to count this is new to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a fun book. I'm reading it so I can talk to Ben about it. I've wanted to read it for a while because Ben and Kyle really love it. I need to finish the last two books. It's mainly based around a city and like the magic around that city. Really fun politics. Just I'm looking forward to the rest of it. I know that it's like about two sister cities, basic sister cities, quote unquote, or the entire series is. So we'll see how that goes. It's about it. No.
Pete, go to bed.
I just woke up. Gosh, I need coffee. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'll be back.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you're hearing here for the first time. I am now the biggest #1 fan of this author. Spare Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez.
Get the F out of here, Anita.
I read like by the second page, I know that I'm going to love this book. I just fell in love with his writing. And actually, this is the book that made me happy. I did not say it because I'm going to repeat this answer now 3 or 4 times. I just by second page, even first page, maybe the way he wrote, the way the words are written on the page, it just brought smile to my face. I loved reading this book, even though I was in the middle of the slump, even though I was hating my whole reading experience this year. This book brought so much joy.
Never heard of that book before.
Amazing.
And it's so dark and violent, and yet Anita finds so much joy
Yeah,
and happiness
it
from
was
it.
a brutal book. I'm not someone who takes brutality or violence, and I cry a lot, and I did cry a lot. Even then, it brought so much joy to me.
But she doesn't read to be happy, so this absolutely fits. Yeah.
Books don't make her happy.
Oh, you're on mute, Charmaine.
No, off camera. Okay.
Hi.
Hey.
I
Hello.
already talked a lot about the new to me authors already, so I'll go with the debut, and that is this honker.
Wow.
I was not expecting to read this book, especially since I've actually never read Harry Potter or seen the movies.
That's awesome, actually, that your first exposure to Harry Potter is Alchemized.
For those of you who don't know, this was based off a fanfic.
Of between Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger.
The
Those
proper
two.
term is Dramoyany, all right?
Technically, fanfic was called Manacled, I think, when they
Yes,
published
it's called
officially.
Manacle. But
I
she had
heard
to.
Didn't that also
she
get a
cha-
physical edition?
No, you can't make physical. You can make them for yourself, but you cannot sell physical editions of fanfic.
I heard that she removed all connections to Harry Potter. Is that true?
Yes, it's completely different. She did different world building, different character names, different magic system. But like the basis, I think, is still there. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars. My only critique is there's a lot of repetitiveness as far as how their relationship develops. Like there's a lot of like arguments that are like, well, you had this argument last week. Why are we doing this again? So I think this could have been shorter. But overall, still enjoyable.
Yeah, mine is Appian, who is a Roman historian. So he is not a new author, but he's a new to me author. The book I read by him is The Civil Wars, which basically is about the entire history of the 1st century BC until like Octavian almost is victorious against Mark Antony, and for some reason it just stops there because all of the final books are lost to humankind. But I think it's very entertaining.
I
And
need it. Is Cicero there?
Cicero's there, and thankfully he dies because he sucks. Yeah.
You need to read Cicero trilogy by Robert Harris. Then talk to me.
I know, but he's still a coward, and I am glad that I'm not glad that he's dead. He's a real person, so that's mean, but I'm not a fan of his. Yeah.
I mean, we all die in the end, you know.
Definitely, unless we become immortal like Alan will. So yeah,
it's true.
My favorite new to me author is John Crowley. This is one of the first books that I finished in 2026, Little Big, and this was my favorite book until I read It Lasts Forever, Then It's Over, and then I read another book that became my favorite book of the year to date. So, but John Crowley, I was very nervous about reading this book because, one, Matt King from various Discords got this for me. It's one of it's the first gift that he ever sent me, and he and I have a very similar tastes, and I was very nervous of like, if I read this, what if I don't like it? Oh God. And I read it, and this is an epic family saga, but it's also has fairy, like the classic fairy in it, and it's incredibly moving. And the way that John Crowley writes, you have to take your time. Not that it's dense or anything like that. It's just really relishing his prose is, at least for me, the highlight of his writing. So I'm very excited to read more of his works in the future. I have a ton of his works to read on my shelves, so it's just a matter of reading them, picking them, and reading them. So love this book. Next prompt is the most beautiful book you have either bought or received this year.
Okay, so this is the slipcase for the King in Yellow. This is a really nice edition of that, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. This is the dust jacket for it, it's just absolutely phenomenal. Just like some great art. And then the book itself.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is King in Yellow, which is Lovecraftian mythos that was written before Lovecraft wrote, basically, is where its status is right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Really good.
Anita, you're on mute.
I received 2 books recently. One is hardback for Spare Cuts Through Water. Clay in Discord sent me this with the help of Evie. Obviously, this is a signed edition, and I'm very happy. I literally jumped up and down when I received this. And also, Evie and Matt Keen from Discord sent me this. Is this middle grade, Evie? Because font is very big.
I have no idea, honestly.
I never heard about this. Font is super big.
That's Fontist.
I feel like that's broken binding, though.
Yeah,
Like,
but even for broken binding, it is big. I don't know. Anyway, this is Travel
It
Light.
could just be a novella
yes.
that they wanted a page count for.
Travel Light by Naomi Mitchison. I don't know anything about this book, but I find the cover very pretty. When I received it, I stared what animals are there for half an hour, maybe. What is this cover? Because there is a palace in the middle of the horse and it is flying, it has wings. There is too much going on. I find it very fascinating.
So, Anita, I will have you know that that book is highlighted significantly in one of your favorite books, This Is How You Lose the Time War, by Amal El-Matar and Max Gladstone.
No, she's not going to read it.
I DNF that book. I think she knows. Anyway, continue.
Charmaine, what about you?
One I bought that's not here yet is The Last Contract of Asako from Broken Binding. But one I have is The Everlasting.
Hey!
Allenxandria. I haven't read it yet, but when I bought it, the lady that checked me out at the bookstore, she was like gushing over it, and I guess the ladies at the bookstore read it as like a group book read, and they all loved it.
Yeah, mine is my edition of the Unicorn Hunters, because I think it's pretty. It's definitely prettier than I think Evie's version. So it is the hardcover version that was published in Germany, but it's English. I don't know. Yeah, I like it.
That's a beautiful book. Even I like it. I want that book.
Nice.
Give it to her.
Sorry, I'm trying to coordinate dinner reservations that apparently are being. It's fine. Whatever. I actually have 3 things because one is for the bit. One is for a book that I read previously, like last year, that I absolutely adore, and one is for a book that I read this year that, thank goodness, I loved the book because I ordered the edition before I read the book. For the bit, the new omnibus edition of Dragonlance Legends, because Raceland is the GOAT. I don't care what Alan says.
Or
I
me.
have to make sure that this is on Alan's channel for posterity and officialness. Alan.
Official endorsement by the channel, by the way.
Yeah, yes, official endorsement by Alan, by extension, because it's on his channel. Dragonlance Legends and Raceland Majir specifically. So, if you know, you know. Book that I have read that I absolutely adore. So this is the SST with Scary something, I don't know what, SST Publications edition of the Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones.
Nice.
It's got a lot of artwork inside that is probably not good to show because it's 1, gory, and 2, spoilers. But I absolutely adore the Buffalo Hunter. It is historical horror western, and it's incredible. I highly recommend it to everyone. It's his magnum opus, and that's saying a lot considering how much I love Stephen Graham Jones. My last one is a book that I read. Again, I ordered this book thinking, okay, this artwork is incredible. I really hope I love the book, and I did love the book, thank goodness. It's Between Two Fires by Christopher Buehlman. It's actually another historical horror, but this one is set in medieval Europe.
Is it connected to his other book, that one that...
No,
it's not.
Nope.
But it's on my TBR.
It's just incredible. I can't adequately describe Between Two Fires. I think it's labeled an epic tale of medieval horror, and I think that is the perfect tagline for it. It's so rich and so good. And
how scary is it?
Is it horror?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is horror. It's less scary and more gory.
Okay.
And unsettling.
Okay.
Like very unsettling.
I might be able to read it.
It's also religious horror as well, like angels and demons and stuff like that. So it's not like
I hate that this people keep talking about it because I keep wanting to read it a little bit more and more every time I hear about it.
How dare they?
That's a well-loved book. I saw many positive reviews.
I buddy read it with some guys over on Jimmy's Discord, and from Jimmy's Discord.
Amy's favorite Discord with her favorite people.
It's
wow.
True story.
Promoting another Discord on Alan's channel.
I know. And Jimmy's of all.
And tell me how many Allenxandria Longship participated this year?
Hey. Just you wait. I'm going to have an answer. Next prompt, though. Best sequel that you've read this year.
Don't take my answer, Pete.
I'm not. You haven't read this book. After Atlas by Emma Newman. Carlos is very happy right now. This is another one that I had to sit with my feelings on an airplane on the way back from Alan's about because I finished it up and I was just like, I didn't expect it to be so cyberpunk. I actually didn't have any expectations about this book at all. Just that, like, hey, people like it. And there's a reason. It's a really good book. So the premise of the book, this is a sequel to Atlas something. I don't even remember what the title of the first book was. You can technically read this. Planetfall. Thank you. I think there's another one called Before Atlas. That's the third one. It's
Before Mars, I think.
Oh, Before Mars. There's another one that's an Atlas title though. I swear. Anyways, that doesn't matter yet because I gotta read those eventually. After Atlas. So Planetfall is about a group of astronauts, basically, that take a world ship from Earth, a dying Earth type of deal that is overrun by corporations and the resources are running out. And one of them heard this call from God, supposedly, and they gave her coordinates for this alien planet. And Planetfall is about a few of those astronauts down on the alien planet after the Prophet disappeared. And it deals with the mental health of one specific member in general. And this, like that one, deals primarily with one specific person's mental health who is related to that party but was left behind. And the relationships that like were wrecked afterwards and how he grew up in a bit of a cult, left the cult, and made his way in this very just depressing world. And it's a mystery. It's a murder mystery. And everything comes back together, and it's great and very interesting, and a lovely just kind of mental look just of this one person's interesting mental life. Really good. Anita?
Okay. I realized today that I don't have this book. I read NetGalley Arc. Until now, I did not realize. I was like searching for the book in my shelf. I realized I did not buy it. Anyway, my first 5-star of the year and the book that got me out of reading slump this year. Actually, I'm not sure if I rank this will be my favorite of the year or best book will be my favorite of the year. The book is my best sequel I read this series, The Faith of Beasts by James S. A. Corey, book 2 in Captive Sword trilogy. I love this book. Alan said that if you don't like Mercy of Gods, it is the same thing, which I disagreed with. World is expanded. We get to know better, like more details about who these aliens are. In book 1, Mercy of Gods, actually humans were living in a different planet, so these aliens attacked that planet and kidnapped some of the humans, and we follow one of the team of those scientists and them struggling in this alien world. That was book 1 about, actually. Many people found it boring, especially because these characters we follow are not traditional hero characters. They are like team of scientists who are geeks who went through this traumatic experience. They don't know how to deal with this. They have depression, all these kind of problems. So people don't like it. Could fail to connect this with these characters. It worked for me, actually. I loved it, and it also reminded me of Daniel Abraham's writing. I see so much Daniel Abraham's character work in the book Mercy of Gods as well. This one expanded on that. We got more details about who are these aliens actually and what they are doing with all these planets they were capturing, all these people. We get to meet so many other aliens, and the relation dynamic between our humans, basically humans and other aliens who were captured are slaves under this big aliens. So we got more details into that. There are so many perspectives, and we get everything like political manipulations and the actions, the exploration on different planets. I loved it, actually. I had a fantastic time with it.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through Faith of Beasts, and I think a lot of my objections to Mercy of Gods have been like resolved completely, because I think that my frustration with Mercy of Gods was very much just like there's so much stuff that I want to hear about that's not these guys, what's going on in these guys. I want to know about the world and what's happening with, the aliens and stuff like that. And I feel like that is so much more expanded in a way that is so satisfying in Faith of Beasts. So far. It could just complete do a U-turn and say, oh, that's fake, I guess, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Psych. My pick is also by James S. Corey, but it's not Faith of Beasts. It's Persepolis Rising, book 7 of The Expanse. Woo-hoo. I'm getting there.
You're almost there. You got 2 books and some bunch of short stories.
I've been reading the short stories in between the books, so I love James. I love The Expanse. I love the character work in it. I can't really talk about the book specifically because it's so deep into the
it's
series.
Book 7.
Yeah, but character work, great. The plot keeps escalating, great. Lots of politics, great. I'm enjoying it.
Great.
Great. Mine is The Reds and the Ruling Sea, which is the second book in the Chethran Voyage, so sequel to Red Wolf Conspiracy. I think it's the only sequel I've read this year, so by default it becomes the best sequel. It improves on the first book, has tiny weaknesses sometimes, but it's a really, really great book. Naval fantasy again. we love naval fantasy, so it's good.
Well, you read book 2 and book 3 this year, though, right?
Yeah, I read like 1, 2, 3, and I'm now reading 4.
Oh.
So
You've read 2 sequels.
How many
oh
books
yeah,
are
Ooh,
And,
I did.
And you also read Grass Crown. Did you like it?
I mean,
It's Colin McCullough.
yeah, I think I gave it like 4 stars. So I did like it, but again, she's gushing over baby Caesar too much, and it's bad enough when he's an adult teenage, or he's a teenage boy. When he's a little boy, it's even worse, I think.
Ugh.
The weirdest parasocial romance of all time.
It's very weird. Like, oh, he's 6 years old and he's cleverer than great Gaius Marius. Obviously, why not? So let's move on.
So book 3 or book 2 do you like better of the voyage?
I think I like book 2 better.
Oh.
Yeah,
How many-
I definitely like book 2 better. Definitely.
How many books are in the series?
4. It's a quartet, so I should have finished it by now, but again I moved, so I forgot to read, and I read like 10 pages yesterday, and that was the first time in like 4 weeks that I picked that book up. Yeah.
I also didn't read a lot of sequels that were not rereads because I reread the Hunger Games trilogy this year. But Clash of Kings by George R. R. Martin. All of the taps. At some point, we'll be able to discuss this book for the read along. But I loved Game of Thrones when I read it, and I very much enjoyed this book. They're on the same level for me. I love particular scenes and chapters in each book. In this one, I don't think it's a spoiler to say that Theon's perspective is in here. I hated his character I should say, I did not like his character when he was mentioned on the page in A Game of Thrones, and then having his perspective in this book was simultaneously enraging, but also the thematic explorations in his chapters and in his POV was incredibly well done. I hated his perspective, but what George R. R. Martin was exploring through his character was really, really compelling, really rich. And I am 100 pages, 200 pages into Storm of Swords, so if I had happened to finish Storm of Swords, I'm sure that would have supplanted this one, but I really liked Clash of Kings.
So
Not just because it was basically the default answer.
So far, from what I read from Clash of Kings, I do agree. It's definitely, I mean, yeah, if I had finished that, maybe that would have made my list as well. And the first reaction I had when I read Theon's POV is like, I don't want to read this. All right, next. Evie?
His name should be Theon Grey Disgust.
Real quick, as a pause, I just realized we're going on 2 hours, and we still got a couple questions left.
We have 2 questions left.
Do we want to split this video of like the first half, and then do a second video, like posting wise? I mean,
That is up to Alan's. Maybe check with him.
We should just like post it as the
Yeah,
full
then-
2 hours. Honestly,
Yeah.
just let people
Unedited.
unedited.
well, I mean, I'll cut this part out. So
No.
okay. So next prompt.
Let it be
Again,
known that
start
Evie is
recording
editing this
again.
to take out all her bad takes.
It's true. It's true. Me yelling at Anita for stupid stuff. Actually, not stupid stuff. Valid stuff. It's fine. Anyways, question 14.
It's your takes that are the bad parts.
My takes?
Yeah, that's what you're editing out.
I don't have bad takes. It's fine. Y'all have bad takes.
Yeah, because you edited them
What did
out.
I do?
Anyways,
Collateral
prompt
damage.
14, the
Charmaine, your
penultimate-
collateral damage.
the penultimate prompt. Actually, is it? Yeah, no, the penultimate
It is.
prompt, but really the best prompt because it is the best book that you've read so far this year. Pete.
Five Ways of Forgiveness by Ursula K. Le Guin. This is part of my when I rearranged my room, I kind of built a shelf of, hey, I need to get to these. This was on there after Atlas was on there. No Coincidences was on there. Let me tell you, there's a reason why I was like, I want to read this. One, it's Ursula K. Le Guin, who is the GOAT, objectively.
Agreed.
She's just amazing.
Agreed.
Unless you're Alan.
Objectively,
We love-
it doesn't matter.
We
Like
love Le Guin here. In this channel, we love Le Guin.
we love Le Guin. This is a channel endorsement by the Library of Allenxandria. Le Guin is officially the GOAT.
And it's like the influencer Alan.
Oh my God, that could have been
She's okay.
Klaus.
No negative talk here, Klaus. No. We are
Listen,
there
no, Klaus is just embodying himself as the contradictorian.
True.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, what is this book about? This is 5 separate short stories. Originally, it was 4, and then she went back and wrote another one and added to it. This is about primarily 2 different planets, and then a little bit more, that are both coming out of slavery in different ways and at different points in the process. One was a planet that was colonized by the other and used mainly for resource extraction, and then that one is like further along in their because they've gone through this whole rebellion phase, where they've a revolutionary phase where they threw off the bounds, and then you have the original planet that was that is in the process of throwing it off more the systemic bonds that still hold it. And then the third kind of systemic character in this is the Hainish people, basically the equivalent of the Galactic UN / Federation from Star Trek, I believe.
Oh, so
Where
this
it's like,
is one of the books that's part of the whole
Yeah,
Hamish
This is
cycle?
part of the
Okay.
Hainish cycle, correct?
Is it one of the
so there's-
earlier-
Is that the,
early
is
ones
that
or
the
later?
first planet is from Word for World is Forest?
No, none of this connects to World for What is Forest. It's completely separate. Yeah, so this book is about forgiveness of infighting, basically, after revolution. This is about because one of the things that, if you look even in history, is factionalism is insanely prevalent after revolution, and this is about forgiveness of that specifically. And I think that it's really powerful, and it's not direct. Like, it's definitely you sit on it and like, how does this connect to forgiveness? And you kind of got to sit with it a little bit. But yeah, it's really good.
Good recommendation, Pete. I want to read that.
Mm-hmm.
Anita?
I still got to post the review.
I know why you were asking me. So,
Let's go!
Simon Jimenez. As I said, I'm the #1 fan of this book now.
I have a passport now, Anita. I can come to your house and I can break your niece.
Oh, we will see. We will see. Anyway, I am in positive mode, so I'm not taking that. I had immense joy reading this book. I cannot explain in words how I felt. It's the same experience I had when I was reading Starless Sea last year. It felt like, every line is a music note. When you listen to a good music, the emotion it evokes in your, from inside your body, that's the emotion it evoked in me. I am a character reader. I don't think these characters are my favorite characters, but the way Simon Jimenez wrote the structure of this book, the world, the brutality of it, how he connects every action, and it has 3 different, how do you call it? Like, it was written in 3rd person, it was written in 2nd person, it was written in 1st person actually. So there are multiple timelines, and how she connected how he connected. When I had this emotional reaction, I may say I wasn't going to tell her actually until I finished the book, Evie, how I feel about this book. But when I had this emotion, I messaged her. I still remember what I told her. Like Evie's, the way I explained my emotion, Evie's first reaction was, "You're not allowed to like this book more than me." That was her first reaction to me.
True story.
So I loved it. Fantastic book. Evie was 100% right about shouting over rooftops to everyone, recommending this book. So please, everyone, give it a try. And be patient, at least first 100-150 pages, because of this structure of multiple timelines and multiple POVs. It is definitely worth it.
Proof
So-
one, proof that I have the correct opinions. Two, shameless plug for Anita's channel. We did a discussion of this book on her channel. So
With K Fox and Philip.
It was a good discussion. I actually got to watch that one.
yay!
It's live. Wait, was I there live? I was there live.
Yeah,
Right?
we were there.
All right, Charmaine, are you going to surprise me and be like, spear cuts through water? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I have not read any Simon Jimenez.
Just Abby.
As of today. Yeah, that's the only Jimenez I recognize.
Not in this house.
But this is, I guess it's my turn to mention George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, I know.
Oh wait,
Yes.
Yeah.
Shining.
Oh, that's an interesting cut. I don't think I've ever seen that cover before.
It's hardcover. I found it in my used bookstore.
That is such a find, because that is probably, I think that's the original cover.
If you find another copy, get it.
Okay. But yeah, George R.R. Martin and Lisa Tuttle, Windhaven. This was my original pick for the T-Bar swap, and then I got given a third choice, and I chose what was it called?
Fifth season.
But then I switched back to Windhaven.
Valid. Windhaven is amazing.
I did not do enough fifth season. I just never picked it up.
I know.
I really enjoyed it. It was the first book I read of the year, so I don't remember it as much, but I remember enjoying it, and I did rate it 5 stars.
Again, shameless plug-in. I have a review of this book in my channel. If anybody wants to recommend
Yes.
it.
Whose channel did we do that discussion
I'm
on?
not gonna discuss this book. Go watch Anita's video.
I think
I
it was
think
right on
Kyle's
Kyle.
channel. We discussed
Yeah, it
it
was
in
Kyle's.
Kyle's channel.
On
Klaus,
Kyle's channel.
have you read this book?
You need
should.
to.
You should.
No, I will not read any book by him until he publishes Winds of Winter. I don't care how old that book is. I do not care. I will
Not
read
by him. It's
nothing.
by Lisa
What about
Tuttle. You
half
gotta
of it? Because Lisa Tuttle wrote half.
I mean,
read it for Lisa.
For Lisa.
No.
Yes, it's for Lisa.
Lisa, if you are watching this, I am very sorry. I will not read the book.
That's she's gonna come after you because she watches Alan's channel religiously.
I know.
Yes.
I know. It's fine. Anyway, I will just stick with Martin and say the best book I read this year is Game of Thrones, even though it's a reread. It is the best book I read this year by far. I only rated one other book 5 stars, and that was like the Red Wolf Conspiracy, and that was more like a 4.5 star book, and I rated it 5 because I saw how low the rating is on average on Goodreads, and I felt that's unfair, and so I just gave it 5. But
Here is the proof, everyone. Klaus has the heart.
Aw.
yes, I have a heart, and it's black and frozen and made of stone. But I still love Game of Thrones, and so this is the best book that I didn't write that I read this year. So, yes,
Nice.
good book.
Shameless
know
plug
Yumi's answer.
for Klaus and his book. Wait, are you still you haven't published it yet, right? Or you?
No, I'm still writing on it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Keep
The hype-
waiting, guys.
the hype train is starting. Okay, we're gonna
Definitely, definitely. I now have 6 weeks of holidays, so I might maybe continue writing.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
We will come back here and discuss how good the book is.
And then you can all just have your revenge for me trashing your favorites and say it's the best thing you've ever, the worst thing you've ever read, and I have no talent, and it's fine.
Listen, at least we'd be talking about it, right?
Yeah.
You know.
There is no bad publicity. Yeah.
Yeah, we can say that. See, this is your revenge plan. Everyone buy this book and read and trash it.
Anyways, my best book of the year so far is Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. This is the first book in the alleged Dark Star trilogy. George R. R. Martin, Scott Lynch, and Patrick Rothfuss and Marlon James are in a group chat where they're like, we're just not going to finish our series. We're just not going to do it.
Yeah. Also, Rage of Dragons will not be finished.
Oh, also Evan Winters.
Oh.
Okay, he's also in the group chat.
He said he's about to be done with it. So
Is he
He
though?
has been saying
Is
that.
he?
yeah, he
I'll
has
believe it when
come-
I see it.
Okay,
And Red God, where's that?
he's actively writing that.
Yeah,
Say
that's
that's
true.
we
Yeah.
haven't reached that point with Red God yet.
Give it a couple of years, and then Pierce Brown can be invited.
By
to
the
group chat.
way, Evie is another buddy read with her good Discord and good buddy read friends.
No, this was not a buddy read.
Oh,
Ah. Okay.
a solo
Big
read.
news.
It was indeed a solo read. But yeah, so Black Leopard, Red Wolf is the first book in a fantasy series, Dark Star trilogy. Second book is Moon Witch Spider King, which I really, really, really want to get to. But this book is African mythology inspired-esque. There's a lot of elements of that in here. It's incredibly, incredibly dark, like genuinely the darkest thing probably I've ever read. It's incredibly discomforting. Yet, despite all that, and maybe because of it, it's one of the most profound books I have read in a while. Marlon James, his craftsmanship and his authorial voice, and well, actually even character voice, because this is told through the perspective of Tracker, and he is an unreliable narrator. And I just, everything about this just was incredible for me, and I loved it. And I thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Ben, for just yelling about this book in this series. It is akin for me to The Spirit Cuts Through Water in regards to just novelty of writing and the untraditional aspects of fantasy. And it's also the way that I feel about it. Like, I'm probably going to be shouting about this book as much as The Spirit Cuts Through Water. It's really, 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 really effing good. Yeah. So that's my book of the year so far. But we're going to... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so now that we've talked about favorite books, we're going to talk about books that we still have to read. So books we need to read by the end of the year. Yeah! That kind.
Yeah. So Perdido Street Station. I'm in the middle of reading that. I'm just
I
going to
thought
talk
you
about
read
books
that.
I'm in the. No, I read The City in the City.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Because he likes cities.
I like cities. Remember, this is a whole thing. Evidently, I am really liking that one. What else we got? Faith of Beasts. In the middle of that, can I do something that's actually that I'm not in the middle of right now?
Yeah, whatever.
Two of
it's specific
Swords?
books, or books you still need to read by the end of the year.
Alan, read along. Two of Swords. It's happening. We're gonna read it, guys. That's my answer. There's more, but Anita?
Oh, you're done. Mine is a week
Yep.
list. Okay. Obviously, Alan read alongs, but my personal must-read priorities. Finish Dagger and Coin. Like, I have to finish Dagger and Coin. I read Dragon's
Not
Path like
gonna
3
happen.
times. It will happen. That is like
We'll
my
see it.
highest
We'll believe
priority.
it when we see it.
Don't make me ill. I'm being good today. Anyway, and then with my buddy read with two of my best friends, Charmaine and Potato. They both started it, Blood Over Bright Haven. We are supposed to read in this in second quarter. I haven't even started. And sequel to Ill-Mannered Lady's book, The Lady's Road Guide to Utter Ruin. That is the title, right? That one. And Mother Mary Comes to Me. That is a memoir by Arundhati Roy, who is a political activist in India. And there are many more, but I'll stop now.
Mine also Blood Over Bright Haven. I'm like a quarter in. I need to finish that. I'm enjoying it, but also I'm in a reading slump, so I just don't want to read.
I'm very happy with this development.
I also want to read The Everlasting, and We Don't Talk About Carol, and Our Sister's Keeper. Oh, and finish The Expanse. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just continue with that. So I want to read the Expanse novellas because I've only read the main series, I think 2 years ago by now. And I want to reread the Lyman Chronicles because, as you all know, they are objectively the best books ever written. I have reread The Game of Kings twice, I think, but I have not reread any of the other books. And that is what I will do over the holidays, I think. Yes.
Nice. For me, apart from the Alan read-along books, I really want / need to read Moonwood Spider King by Marilyn James, the second book in the Dark Star trilogy. I also need to finish East of Eden, which I am about 80 pages into. So I'm very slowly chipping away at that. I need to finish and read Storm of Swords, along with the rest of the Game of Thrones books. But at this rate, I'll be lucky to finish Storm of Swords this year. I also need to read, what else? There was something else that I had in the back of my mind and I forgot about it. Whatever, it's fine. Someone's going to yell at me for something. Oh, I'm determined. This is going to happen this year. Otherwise, people need to publicly shame me and take away cards. Not those two, Anita. You missed your chance. God Emperor of Dune. I need to do my reread of God Emperor of Dune. It's been 25 years since I first read it / last read it. It's basically going to be a new read for me, but I need to read it this year.
To circle back to Pete, did you mention Hench and Parable of the Talents?
So here's the funny thing is, as Anita was talking, I was like, I need to mention Hench at some point. That's a must read.
So
I also need to read, I'm sorry, my final TBR swap book. My bookmark is still here. I multiple times started it.
Listen, this is the third betrayal for me that Anita has performed during this stream. Third.
Nobody is surprised.
I started it and I was loving it.
What book is it again?
Evie's book.
Get
to Women's Country.
By Sherry S. Pepper. Yeah.
I am taking some long time to push the Gay to Women's Country. So I will push it.
Anita hates women, confirmed.
She's not ready to travel right now.
All right. Well, that is that's the tag. Almost 2.5 hours later. If you've made it to the end, I'm so sorry, guys.
Welcome.
Okay, if you are going to take one recommendation from this entire stream, read Dragon's Path by Danny Abraham. Read
I
Dagger and
disagree.
Coin.
If you have one
Read-
recommendation, read 5 Ways to Forgiveness by Ursula K. Le Guin.
I
am
think the
completely
one
okay
that
with it.
the one that was mentioned the most was George R. Martin.
True story. True story.
True.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I don't know how to do this stuff. How does Alan do this?
Please
Oh,
make
hold on. What's this?
And
Please
Ethan needs to talk, and then you just need to cut it off.
Well, no, hold on. I gotta do the. What's Alan's like outro thing? It's like,
Make sure to like and subscribe, folks, and comment on the video for that the interaction.
That's not how Alan.
Alan's got a. Okay, whatever. Alan's got
Let's
a
get
Patreon
down to
below.
We're fake
business.
fans.
Alan's
Fake
got a
fans.
Patreon below. Just if you want to
Alan
support
won't
the
do it.
channel,
Yeah, Alan won't do it anyway. In Patreon, Alan is giving us history classes, and they are brilliant.
Yes.
So much fun.
Join the
Well,
Patreon.
are we getting history classes though?
We are, and then we interpret them via GIF.
That's true, but also we've been basically getting a substitute teacher for the past like 4 weeks. So
Look,
and by
Alan
substitute
has
teacher, I
had
mean
people over. It's fine. He's a popular guy.
you're one of those people, Pete. So shush.
Yeah, stop visiting Alan.
All right. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit that bell notification.
And
And
read more Legwin. And read more Legwin. Bye.
Agreed. Read more Le Guin.
Heresy.
anything else to say?
No, you don't need to interrupt.